For anyone who remembers, Dwyane Wade was an absolute force on the court.
O'Neal got a piece of it. Wade.
There was a time when he stood among the league's best, and his unforgettable performance against the Dallas Mavericks in 2006 cemented his legacy forever. And with the championships he won in 2012 and 2013, he solidified his status as an absolute legend. He was a first-ballot Hall of Famer, and we all knew it was only a matter of time before the Miami Heat honored him with a statue. Well, on Sunday, October 27th, they did it. They officially honored the Flash. My initial reaction, thinking it was some kind of Halloween joke, was, what on earth is that? And funny enough, Dwyane Wade's first reaction as well was, who is that guy?
Who is that guy?
Was it supposed to be Morpheus from The Matrix? Because even D-Wade joked that it looked a bit like him.
I mean, he kind of got a little Lawrence Fishburne.
Honestly, I expected James Corden to jump out and tell D-Wade it was all a prank, just like he did to David Beckham. Later, in his first interview about the statue, you could tell D-Wade was trying to keep it together, but there was no hiding his frustration. He looked genuinely a bit angry.
The social media world is about opinions. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone use y'all opinions. Please talk more about us.
In today's video, we're breaking down every NBA statue that turned out horribly wrong, why these failures keep happening, and finally, we'll dive into D-Wade's full reaction to a statue that doesn't even come close to resembling him. Plus, all the savage memes that roasted it to pieces.
Can you imagine having a statue look that bad of yourself and being unveiled? What would you even say? Thanks? There's never been a worse sports statue ever.
A sports statue honors an athlete's incredible achievements and lasting impact on a team, city, or sport. These statues serve as a permanent tribute, capturing not just the athlete's talent and dedication, but also the shared pride, loyalty, and memories of fans in the community. Michael Jordan's statue outside the United Center is a lasting mark of his dominance and the legacy he carved into Chicago's history. John Stockton's statue outside Delta Center is a reminder of the brilliance he brought to Utah. And Magic Johnson's statue, it's LA's tribute to the heart of Showtime. One thing you'll notice about these statues, however, is that they genuinely resemble the person they honor. They may not be exact replicas, but the likeness is clear. Dwyane Wade's case, however, it's a little different. I mean, I could instantly recognize the moment this statue was meant to capture, but the one thing I didn't recognize at all was the face.
Like, how you mess the fit? Like, you got the Dwyane Wade jersey on with Thanos'
Blair bust with
Thanos' chin. Like,
Blair
come
bust,
on,
man.
Wade, however, expressed that he was pleased with his statue and wasn't too concerned about whether it truly resembled him.
If I wanted to look like me, I'll just stand outside the arena, y'all, and take photos. You don't need to look like me. It's an artistic version.
He might have been holding back the truth, though, because, trust me, athletes definitely care about how their statues turn out. In fact, there have been cases where athletes were so freaked out by their statues that the entire thing had to be redone because the original missed the mark entirely. Let's look at two quick examples from the world of soccer, or football, as it's called outside North America. I'm sure you all know David Beckham. Well, former TV host James Corden once pulled a prank on him involving a fake statue. And let me tell you, it was just as bad as Dwyane Wade's statue. Beckham was completely horrified when he saw it.
We want you to meet David Beckham.
You can see how genuinely upset he was. His disappointment was absolutely clear.
There's no way that can go at the front of the stadium. There's no way. My parents are coming over from London.
In fact, when his statue was destroyed, he practically thanked the guy for it.
You've probably done me a favor there.
At least, in Beckham's case though, It was a joke and done all in good fun, and the real statue turned out just fine. But let me show you a statue so poorly done that it actually had to be redone. We all know Cristiano Ronaldo, the global soccer icon with around 600 million Instagram followers. Anywhere he goes, people recognize him instantly. Well, except for his statue, perhaps, because, ladies and gentlemen, this was it. You could probably take this statue around the world and no one would guess it's Ronaldo. It was that unrecognizable.
It's been the subject of endless mockery since its unveiling at Madeira Airport more than a year ago.
Honestly, you'd have to seriously edit Ronaldo's face for the statue to even resemble him. This was his own personal reaction to his statue, and this is what fans had to say about it. He's got the, well, look on his face. You versus the guy she tells you not to worry about. And my favorite, that's the facial expression a toddler makes after mommy tells him she'll buy him a chocolate bar for being such a good boy. Anyway, the statue was so poorly done that the artist was mortified.
Zit wisselvalve mee.
After watching the video of him in distress, one fan hilariously commented, "I don't know what this dude expected. He made Cristiano look retarded." After a while, the artist felt compelled to redo it just to salvage his reputation. And you know what? The revised statue was 1,000 times better, proving just how impressive statues can be when done right. But anyway, back to the NBA. One statue I still can't believe they messed up on is my all-time favorite player, Mr. Kobe Bean Bryant.
The Mamba, Kobe Bryant, the new statue.
Now, the statue itself isn't terrible, but it could have been so much better. Honestly, it kind of looks like Kobe, but then again, it doesn't. But the thing is, the look isn't even the biggest issue here, because believe it or not, there were spelling mistakes on the statue. For example, they misspelled Jose Calderon's name, Von Wafer's name, and even botched the word decision. Sure, maybe it's hard to capture perfectly, but how do you mess up the names? Here's what fans had to say about it online. Why are modern day statues of athletes always so terrible? Is sculpting a lost art or something? I'm not trying to be an asshole. Is this actually the statue? And my favorite, much better than Cristiano Ronaldo's. Another NBA legend whose statue missed the mark on was none other than Mr. Practice himself, Allen Iverson. Take a look at this. The statue shows him about to pull off his iconic crossover, but there's just one glaring issue. It's tiny.
I feel like the AI statue, because they pulled the whole thing over it, and it's about this big. It's like,
yeah, that was crazy.
Come on, dog.
It's an action figure. It was an action figure. It was an action figure. They pulled that out of hat.
They pulled it out of crap. And then Kobe's 20 feet tall.
Now, Iverson may be on the smaller side for a basketball player, but this statue is practically action figure sized. It's so small, it's hard to believe this was meant to honor such a huge figure in basketball history. To be fair, all the 76er statues are kept at the practice facility, so only employees and players see them, and they're a bit smaller in size. But still, one fan humorously commented, "It's at the practice facility? That's actually hilarious."
Practice? We're talking about practice, man.
Anyway, here's what Dwyane had to say in his interview about his own statue.
Anybody here? Y'all know anything about the process of a statue? No one out there do neither.
He's right. Most of us have no clue what goes into creating a statue. But this fan's comment pretty much says it all. Probably every Greek 2,000 years ago could have done a better statue. Dwyane has a point. We don't know the process of making a statue, but let's be real. If ancient Greeks could carve out near-perfect statues 2,000 years ago, and with today's advanced 3D printing technology, how does something turn out this far off? I mean, take a look at this statue here, which is practically spot on. So why couldn't they achieve that level of accuracy with Wade's? As I mentioned earlier, D. Wade was visibly disappointed.
Everyone, use y'all opinions. Please talk more about us. Send some memes. We don't care. You don't need to look like me. It's an artistic version of a moment that happened that we're trying to cement.
Honestly, at first glance, you might wonder if his ex-wife had a hand in designing that face.
You can't let the ex-wife design the face.
No.
That's the only way it look like that is the ex-wife is like,
Yeah.
no. Give him that chin.
Give big chin.
Put his eyes this way. Put his mouth open.
The wild part? D. Wade was actually there during the creation process. But it seems like there was a gap between his input and the final product. Still, despite everything, here's how fans around the world really feel about it. This is not D. Wade. They gotta stop with this statue stuff, man. The more I look at modern sculptors, the more I appreciate the old ones. How do you see this statue and okay it? And my personal favorite, looks like Antoine Walker. Shake my head.
Pat McAfee had this to say of it.
A celebratory place. I think what a lot of people want is it for to look like Dwyane Wade.
Yeah, sure.
Wait, that's it? That's the statue?
That's Dwyane Wade.
Please don't take your baby to that statue.
That's not Dwyane Wade.
That's it.
The funny thing about this all is that the backlash was so intense that the sculptors actually had to hold a press conference to address it.
Yeah, this looks like shit. You have to go answer questions.
Honestly, a press conference was the least they could do, especially when the statue looks like one of those zombies from I Am Legend. Even the guys over at TNT couldn't hold back their criticism.
It's a great honor, but they got to take that thing down.
No.
Made an ugly statue, that's what it would look like. That thing's awful.
And then Ernie Johnson hit them with the $1 million question.
If you showed that to 1,000 people and didn't say who just got a statue, would you ever say, oh yeah, that's Dwyane Wade?
I would have said Dwyane.
That's a great question because he's spot on. The only thing that resembles Wade in that statue are the Miami Heat jersey and the number 3. It barely captures anything else about him.
The only thing recognizable is Heat 3.
On the bright side, at least Wade's statue isn't the worst one ever made. You all know Lucille Ball, right? No relation to LeVar or the Ball brothers, but she was recognized by Time in 2020 as one of the most influential women of the 20th century. And well, this was her statue. It was so bad it earned the nickname Scary Lucy and eventually had to be replaced. Honestly, it's borderline criminal that some of these statues even got made. But you know what else qualifies as criminal in the sports world? Comparing Caitlin Clark to Angel Reese. The comparison is a textbook example of propaganda in action. And even if you don't follow the WNBA, you've got to watch this video. It's absolutely outrageous.